Yo, what is up guys? It is Bumfris, back with another episode of Entitled Parents. This one is going to be an absolute banger that I've got for you guys, so make sure to stick around to the end of the video and you guys will love it. Otherwise though, don't forget to smash the like button for 15,000 Bumfris points. This is my biggest Bumfris points giveaway ever and it is amazing. Once you've done that, just sit back, relax, and get annoyed at some entitled parents. I used to work at this very expensive private art school for about 3 years. It was kindergarten through to 7th grade, and we offered after-school art classes like ballet, music, cooking, crafting, etc. Because this school is on the smaller side, there are a limited amount of spots in each class, and parents have to act fast if they want little Jimmy to be in one. To sign up, you have to email the office manager, formerly me, a list of the clubs that you want your kid to participate in, no later than 3 PM on sign-up day. This was my first year and I sent out 5 emails. Yes, 5 emails reminding the parents of the rules so that everyone would be fine. Right? Parents can read. Well, apparently not. By 3:04, every single class was full. I had over 200 emails in those 4 minutes and had to sift through each one to finalize the class rosters. Finally, 2 days later, it was all done. After prepping for the after-school class madness for 3 months, I could finally breathe. That was until I got a call from the queen of the Entitled Mums Club 2 minutes before the end of my day. The phone call lasted for 30 minutes, so I'll give you just a brief summary. I want to sign up little Sally for cooking. What do you mean it's full? Well, I must have not gotten your emails. I don't care that your computer said I received them at all. I didn't. I'm always having problems with your stupid emails, so an exception must be made. Look, I'm not the kind of person that demands things because I think my kid is special. But she is, and she will be in cooking. I don't care what you say. She will effing be in cooking. I am not hanging up until you confirm that she's in. Naturally, I hung up on her and told her that I needed to talk it over with the headmaster, which I did. Unfortunately, the headmaster is a grade A ass kisser and does whatever parents demand of him as long as he can get a fat donation check at the end of the day. However, this parent has a history of being a douche canoe and the headmaster was furious that she screamed and cursed at me. So we devised a small plan. Little Susie was allowed to be in cooking, but we'd wait 2 weeks to tell the entitled mum that she could be added. In exchange for our abounding kindness, entitled mum would have to pay for all of the classes offered, including the 2 that little Sally Sue had missed. Now, I was furious that we were actually appeasing this harpy of a woman, but making her literally pay for being a dick did make me feel just a little bit better. 2 weeks go by and I call the entitled mum with the great news and I get good. That's what needed to happen as a reply. My blood boiling, I give her the total and tell her to send me a check by the next day. She starts to protest over the price and I remind her that since class sign-up started 2 weeks ago and the process of adding your daughter begun then, you'll be paying the full price, unless of course you don't want the spot. Begrudgingly, the mum dropped off a check the next day in my mailbox, which is right next to my desk. She actually came into the office, put it in my mailbox, walked past me and didn't say a thing. As I mentioned in the beginning, the school is ridiculously expensive, therefore the after-school classes are as well. Each 1-hour cooking class is $250. So the entitled mum's tantrum cost her an extra $500 that she probably could have saved if she wasn't such a twat waffle. It's safe to say that my $500 shit-eating grin that day would have made anyone walk to my mailbox with their tail between their legs. Small victory, but a victory nonetheless. You know, if I'm gonna come back to the entitled parents, I may as well come back with a story where the entitled parent doesn't entirely win. The days of the stories where the entitled parents completely get their own way and everybody else have to suffer are just gone. Well, at least until we look at the next story and it's most likely an entitled parent getting their own way, but you get the point. This one didn't happen to me, but to a good friend of mine. And the cast is as follows. EM is entitled mother, BG is birthday girl who is 5 years old, MF is my friend, and MFD is my friend's daughter. So my friend's daughter was invited to her kindergarten friend's birthday party. The invitation gave the standard info, including RSVP. My friend promptly sent the RSVP back, saying that they would attend. It was a stay with your kid type party. The party was held in the back of the entitled mum's house. My friend and her daughter both showed up on time. And after several standard birthday games, the birthday girl opened her presents and seemed to love them all. Both the kids and the parents in attendance had pizza and juice, and a good time was had by all. Several days later, my friend's daughter brought home an envelope from school. My friend opened it and discovered a bill from the entitled mum for $28.50. Apparently, it was for her share of the party. My friend immediately called the entitled mum and demanded to know what the hell was going on. The entitled mum said that by attending the party, my friend agreed to pay for her share of the food and drink, and followed by saying, if you turn the invite over, it explains everything. My friend got her invitation out, and sure enough, on the back was this statement. We want to give the birthday girl the best birthday ever, so if you want to attend, we would like your help in paying for the delicious pizza and drinks. Don't worry about paying on the big day. We will send an invoice shortly after. This was printed in a very small font, like almost microscopic and only a few shades darker than the invitation itself. I would have assumed that it was a printer's address or mark. My friend laughed. There is no way she is paying that. She called a few other parents of the attendees, and they all got their invoice too. All of them were furious. No one is paying. But the sad part is that no one will be attending this girl's birthday parties again. Man, I hate playing the devil's advocate, especially when it comes to these entitled parents stories, but you cannot tell me that not a single person that went to that party didn't read the invite properly. I mean, not just that, it seems incredibly unlikely that the writing was literally microscopic when they managed to be able to read it afterwards. Like, it just doesn't entirely add up to me, but I mean, I could be wrong. Yeah, the entitled parent's probably in the wrong for asking for some money for a birthday party, but heck, at least she did do it in advance, even if it was a little bit sneaky in the way that she did it. And to a degree, I still find it strange that nobody noticed it prior to the event happening. Either way, sounds like the fault lies slightly on either side of the party, but hey, if you're going to ask for money up front, maybe be a little bit more, upfront about it and do it in the right way. Let everyone know, make a big deal out of it so that it's not a surprise to people come the event. So, we always get sweets and chocolates in for Halloween for trick-or-treaters. We don't get too many where I live, but I like to be prepared. I answered the door to a group of parents and their children a little earlier on tonight. The first few kids, no issues. And then, just when I think we're all finished, one of the mothers approaches me and says, "Don't you have any vegan sweets? My daughter is vegan." I, a little surprised by her tone, reply with, "I only have these sweets. I don't think to cater for specific dietary requirements." She looks me up and down, there's an awkward pause, and then she says, "Well, you know for next year." I laugh at her and say, "You mean you know to skip my house next year? What a joker." She strops off, daughter in tow, and the poor kid's bag was empty. Man, seriously, what on earth does this entitled mother think this is? Does she think this is some kind of restaurant where she can just go in demanding whatever the hell she wants all the time? No. This is trick-or-treating, man. You just take what you can get. Even though Halloween isn't a huge thing in Australia, I know how much people like to get into the festive spirit in America, and I get that it's kind of cool to be able to cater to different things, people with like a peanut allergy or something like that, trying to avoid those things, but it's impossible to cater to every single person that could possibly rock up to your door. Like, if that person's done that and has catered for your vegan daughter, that's great. If not, move on and just go about your day like normal. Don't try and make them feel guilty or make them feel like they have to do it the following year. I don't know. I guess entitlement just has no boundaries. I've been reading this sub for a while, but I never thought that I had any stories, until I realized that half of the stories are things that my aunt would do. Now, before I dive into the story, it is worth noting that I used to be really close with my aunt, while my brother was basically another son to her. So that aside, here's the story. When I was 16, I began to receive social security money from my dad. My dad put off receiving social security for a while, so when he finally started receiving it, he had a decent amount accumulated to be distributed to his 3 underage children. This money was for us to use for school or any needs that we had, since my mum really didn't have much financial help from my dad. For some reason, my maternal grandma told my aunt that we received a big check. Unfortunately, my aunt was visiting for about a month and we had a Christmas block party. She decided this was the perfect time to confront me, demanding that I buy her an iPad. I said no because I wanted to use the money for college. She began berating me, saying that I was an entitled brat and that I could easily buy her an iPad and not miss the money. I said no, and that she wasn't even related to my dad to begin with for me to buy her something that she did not need. When I walked away, she began asking my brother the same thing. He said no, and that we were all saving the checks that we got. She then began screaming at him in front of everyone, basically recounting all that she had ever gotten for him. She basically disowned him at that point. She did not speak to us for about a year, all because we would not buy her an iPad. To be completely honest, this person and their brother probably sound better off without having their aunt in their life. Seriously, what kind of aunt or family member in general keeps tabs on every little thing that they've ever brought you just so they can hold it against you at any given time? I mean, for real, this is not a kind of person that you want to have in your life, and she's probably done them a pretty big favor. So a few weeks ago, at the McDonald's where I work, I got a very annoying request from an entitled mother. I was working up the front where the customers are serviced, and I'm a kitchen person, and we were still learning how to work front when a mother walks up to the counter while she was holding her son's hand. He was maybe 6 or 5 years old. The mother orders a Happy Meal for her son, which luckily is very simple for me to accept, while she ordered something that was very challenging. She ordered this wrap that was discontinued a year ago, and I told her that myself, but she was adamant on getting what she wanted. Regardless of how many times I told her, she was getting madder and madder at me for something that I had no control of. Eventually she asked if she could talk to my manager, which I hesitantly did. My manager walks over and listens to what she has to say. He told her the same thing as me, but she wanted that damn wrap. By now, the Happy Meal was ready and was given to my manager and I to serve, so we sent them out with just the Happy Meal and nothing else. My manager patted me on the back and said, "I won't make you work front of house ever again." Man, I hate to tell you, but welcome to the world of customer service. Literally every second person wants something that they just cannot have. Like, don't get me wrong, I loved working in customer service. The opportunity to be able to interact with people and, learn so much from so many different people is absolutely priceless, but man, there are some people out there that are just so damn picky or want so many things that you just cannot give to them. So yeah, this person is probably an entitled mother, but if you think that's where it ends and it's just going to be mothers giving you this crap, well, I'll tell you, you've really got another thing coming. Alright everyone, that is that for today's episode of Entitled Parents. I just want to start off by saying thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I feel like you guys probably hear this from me all the time these days, but I do want to say thank you for sticking around in my little bit of absence. Seriously, it does mean a lot to me that you guys are sticking around and watching my videos. I know that every time I upload a new video, a bunch of people realize that they're still subscribed to me and then unsubscribe, but I guess that's just the nature of the beast. Regardless though, that's neither here nor there, but tomorrow I do want to make a video where I just kind of talk through some things. Just a regular type commentary video. I know you guys like to just listen to me talk, so hopefully this is going to be something that you guys will like as well. But just kind of talking through what's been going on a little bit lately, just for a quick rundown. About 6 months ago, maybe 7 months ago, I applied for a new job and it was quite a lengthy recruitment process. And to be completely honest with you, towards the back end, in particular the last couple of months were quite intense. Now fortunately enough, I was successful in the process, so it is getting to that point where hopefully I'll have a little bit more free time, but at the same time, I don't know exactly how that's going to pan out. I could be so under the pump with learning new things and trying to get into the swing of having a new job and everything like that I just don't know at this stage. But what I do know is the intensity of the recruitment process is something that is now behind me, which is fantastic, and it will definitely give me a little bit more free time. My time focusing on the work will actually become at work rather than me doing a full-time job, coming home, trying to focus on a recruitment process for another job that I was trying to get, and it just being really full on. But yeah, that has made it really difficult for me basically for the last 7 or so months. Like I said, it was kind of intense towards the end, but at the same time, earlier on in the piece, it was a little bit easier, but still had that added level of intensity to my life. I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, that's probably a bit more than a quick catch up with things, but like I said, tomorrow I'll do a full video just kind of letting you guys know where things are at and talking through an upload schedule and that sort of thing as well. I really do think I can probably get 3 to 4 videos out a week if I try hard. I don't want to commit to that right now, but I think 3 videos is probably a good starting point, and then kind of go from there and see where I am. So definitely stick around because there are a lot more videos coming than there have been, especially in the last couple of months. Otherwise, I am kind of dragging this out, so I will wrap things up there. I do just want to say again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate and love every single one of you guys that watch my videos. You literally mean the world to me, and I cannot thank you enough for tuning in. But unfortunately, that is that for today's video. So again, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow, and then I will hopefully see you guys 3 to 4 times a week. Catch you later. Bye.